Well, this is a bit awkward. Not sure why that happened. We seem to have had a complete YouTube studio failure. But we've set up this part 2 stream to try and continue. Not sure how many people are going to be able to find the way here, but we'll just wait a couple of moments and see. Bear with us, people. I think that means I'm going to have to set up a new chat window as well. Just give us a couple of seconds.
Can you dig it? Can you dig it? Can you dig it?
Yeah, I don't know what happened exactly. Of its own accord, YouTube Studio just decided to stop streaming, and then you can't there's no going back. So I just had to rapidly set up another one. I'm glad that you found it though. Bev, Doc, Darren, thanks for using your best Sunday live stream instincts. Yeah, I was just about to get the next clip going and then turned around to look at what people were saying in the chat, and it said the stream had finished, which is kind of bizarre because once you do press end stream, it does prompt you to ask you if you're really, really sure, because there's no way back now. Although prior to that, there was a bit of a lag in the connection. So I don't know if it was maybe because of that. Let's just make sure that we can see you first though, people. You will disappear for a moment. We'll get you back, the people will be heard. Have the skills. That'll do for jazz, pun intended. Should be able to see yourselves right about now. There you go. Shazam. Right, we're back on track. I think has everything been reset? Just gonna make sure I've got the right bit rates on my monitor feed. There we go. And I like to have certain stats in the periphery of my vision. There we go. So I'll just restart the last clip. It was about the Preston 5. I might have been talking about that when it did cut out. But long story short, in case you didn't pick it up last time, there was a trial this week about the Barclay spraying Defend Our Juries with air outside. It's kind of a bit of double jeopardy because it's a case of if at first you put someone on trial, put them through and through and through again until you get what you want. So this is an official video from Defend Our Juries. I was unfortunately not able to attend this protest myself here in the northwest in Preston, but a lot of people who I know were down there to show some support, including my friend Zoe Coyne, who's in this video.
Hi, my name is Zoe.
My name's Gail Bradbrook.
I'm David McKelvey, I'm a retired GP.
My name is Patrick Hart and I was an NHS GP.
I'm Alice. In 2022, along with 5 other health workers, I broke the bank JP Morgan Chase's windows.
In 2023, I was found guilty of criminal damage. I had taken a hammer and a bradawl to a window at the Department for Transport.
In 2021, I was one of 7 women who cracked windows at Barclays headquarters in Canary Wharf. I and my colleagues faced trial for criminal damage and we were found guilty. I was sentenced to 7 months prison time, suspended for 2 years.
I was charged with criminal damage with my co-defendants.
And denied any legal defence but was acquitted by a jury.
In 2024, 5 Palestine Action actionists cracked windows at the Burnley branch of Barclays.
They were also charged with criminal damage.
Their jury, misleadingly, were told that they had no right to acquit according to their conscience, and the 5 were found guilty.
The judge has indicated that he's planning to sentence them under terrorism charges, even though that was not the charge that was brought in court.
Yeah, and I'd just like to add as well, in my case with the bank spraying, it was a magistrate court. It didn't even go to Crown Court. There wasn't a jury.
Which would mean a much more hefty sentence. We were facing up to 4 years, they would be facing up to 10 years, and they would have much more restrictive bail conditions and also be monitored and controlled in the outside world once they are eventually released for up to 15 years.
So here we have 2 situations, both where people have done non-violent direct action with a criminal damage charge, one in protest about climate change and the other in protest about genocide, but having completely different ways that the legal system is handling them.
If it does happen, it won't be the first time. In fact, in June this year, a group of Palestine Action activists were charged with criminal damage and convicted, but then sentenced as terrorists. We were warned at the time by legal specialists that this may open the floodgates to more of the same, and I'm very worried that that is what is about to happen.
This is not justice.
It's absolutely outrageous and authoritarian.
Breaking windows isn't terrorism. It wasn't in 2021, it wasn't in 2024, and it isn't now.
Absolutely. Well said, Zoe. And, well, I'm pleased to say that there is some good news where this case is concerned. That video was recorded before the verdict, and the judge threw it out. He thought, rightly, that it was completely laughable to try and bring these sort of charges for that sort of action. So a positive result, I'm pleased to report, where that case is concerned with the Preston 5. Despite that, though, during the trial itself, there were a number of Defend Our Juries protesters outside who again were arrested for holding up placards. Slightly ironic, of course, given the verdict inside, because what is written on those placards that I'm not even at liberty to say legally on a live stream at the moment apparently constitutes the support of a terrorist group, a prescribed group. However, that will likely eventually be overthrown in the High Court itself. Got some footage. Again, this is from Defend Our Jury's footage of the arrests. And how many times do we have to say it? Shame on the Home Secretary, shame on the Met for all of the times they've been involved, of course, other police forces as well.
bombs. Our government are complicit in genocide, continue to be, and the children of Gaza continue to be killed. This is ridiculous. We could all be taking action now to stop lives being lost.
It is ridiculous. It's certainly not a good use of police time. They could be doing a lot better things. We said it when we were showing one of the other recent Defend Our Juries protests, that whilst it was being policed, there was something like 6,000 calls in towards the Met. And it also took officers away from crimes including domestic abuse and missing children, I think, were two of the specific ones that were mentioned in that case. Appalling. An appalling distribution of resources.
But instead we choose to lock up old ladies in Preston.
Sorry, that was from the New Arab, not from DOJ. But you can see other examples if you go on Defend Our Jury's social media. I'm just waiting for the, next Hollywood action film where someone or a group of people take on the tourists and they burst into a room to meet the big boss. The big boss, they've always got to take down the big boss at the end of the film. And it's 84-year-old Sue Pollard stood there from Defend Our Juries. And whoever, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Although that was a bit sort of classic. They don't really do a lot of films these days. But you know what I mean. Oh no, I've really got my work cut out for me. This will go on longer than a chicken fight on Family Guy. Yeah, luckily Yvette Cooper, Suella Braverman, not Suella Braverman. Sorry, it's just because we were talking about it earlier. Perpetuating this ridiculous legislation. But I'll finish that matter on a high. Of course, the verdict was a good one. Let's hope that more judges can see sense where that's concerned. And that is the proper way of going about it. As I said, I carried out a bank spraying and was convicted for criminal damage. I knew that was going to be the likely outcome before I did it as well. Yeah, the protesters' audio was better than Farage's on those clips. All times are pressing. We best move on. It's the hour grows late. But to the Middle East now, and Palestine. And this week, even some of the mainstream media seem to have been waking up to what's going on, but choosing to focus on the West Bank, I suppose it's a lot easier to criticise the annexation in the West Bank compared to the genocide in Gaza, but they're obviously focusing on the land grab, burglary, thievery, if you want to put it in its proper terms. Whilst they make, excuse me, I can't get my fucking words out. We're gonna have a sip of tea. It's late. I'm tired. Okay. What I meant to say. I know the mainstream media will persistently refer to it as settlements, and to the culprits as settlers, when they are just burglars, thieves. There's no other way to describe walking up to somebody's house saying, I think this should be my house for whatever reason, or just having your house outright destroyed so that another one can be built in its place, with a foreign army at the backs, of course. So it's Sky News in this bit, I guess, slightly refreshing to see them start to mention Palestine a bit more, but of course they are still continuing to shun and misdirect, if you want to put it that way, what's happening in the Gaza Strip. And when you consider that arguably things like this aren't even close to the worst of what's happening in Palestine, it really does make your skin crawl, because these people, these Zionist land thieves, are absolutely awful. There's no other description.
We've seen terrible scenes recently of Israeli settlers laying siege to Palestinian homes in the West Bank, and a huge...
I should have set up a counter for how many times to say settler, or just try and do it by audio. That's one so far, when they should be saying burglars instead, or thieves.
Surge in settler violence.
Two.
It's caused international outcry, but there's been no change in policy towards Israel, and certainly no change to the violence on the ground. One of the topics that's being hotly discussed in Westminster and Whitehall, also in the EU, is whether to ban all trade with settlements, which are considered by the UK illegal under international law.
So before we hear this, she did mention that it is against international law at the end, so it can't be defined as a settlement. The word settlement really, like I've said before, would hypothetically apply to some previously newly discovered uninhabited place where human beings settle for the first time. That is pretty much all. Are facilitated and openly welcomed within an existing society. Not this. Every time Sky News run an immigration story, a bullshit immigration story, sure, they're just settling. The settlers, they're settling here. Oh, they all got a free house and a free car. Oh, they just settle. Oh, well, let's see how they might react to that, so they can't have the cake and eat it. So he's saying that the UK, Britain, has more responsibility than Spain. Spain have done a lot. They've cut off all trade and other ties with Israel and denounced the genocide as well. He's absolutely correct. the actions of this country are absolutely shameful. And I say that as a UK citizen, they shame us as a nation in this complicity.
Abdul Karim.
And we helped start it after the First World War, is the worst thing about it. We helped to manufacture this phony state that has only existed for wider control of the Middle East ever since its inception. And even its very first Prime Minister testified to that fact as well. Ben Gurion openly described the Zionist projects, not just that they had the remit to annex all of the land from Palestine, but also at Lebanese territory and other countries as well. In the current era, the likes of Smotrich and Itmar Ben-Gvir will go on domestic TV and openly gloat about their war crimes. They will openly gloat about their intentions as well. All goes back to the end of the First World War. Let's not forget, of course, it was once named, air quotes, British Palestine.
Foucault has seen a lot in his 73 years. Israel's seizure of the West Bank in 1967 and the huge expansion of settlements since then through his family's farmland. And he has little hope of change.
That's 4. Was it 4 or 5? How many are we on now?
Change.
شباب هذا الصغير إما على السجن أم قتل هذا المستقبل اللي استنى فيهم.
In the lush Jordan Valley, you can see the promise of this land. Date plantations ripe for harvest. This is rich agricultural soil. Area C, the economic heart of the settlement enterprise. Land and water fiercely contested, but for Palestinians, a losing battle.
That's 5 or 6. I've lost count now. But yeah, of course, everything that's there gets stolen as well. This doesn't just happen to people's houses. We're talking about fruit growers, orchards, anything.
Yeah, over there, the last structure in the top, that's the settlers' outpost.
Rashid Kouderi's village of Berdala is hemmed in by Israeli outposts, one on every hilltop.
Many times they're going, the settlers, during the night and
Outposts. Oh, they call outposts. Mobile Zio stations. Fucking bastards on wheels is what it is.
destroying our water pipeline, the water tubes.
Yeah.
And when we go in the morning to water our plant, our stuff, it's broken.
He has plenty of videos like this of armed Israeli settlers goading Palestinian.
They're not settlers. Look, they are armed criminals. Only in these circumstances would you see these people described as settlers. It's just so ludicrous. And even I've known about this for a long time. Just continue to get shocked and appalled to still see it being referred to as a settlement. Now, if that was happening round your way on your local estate, shall we say, a group of armed people who aren't from the country, who are effectively cutting off water supply to the local community, would you see it on the front of your local press or the national press run as settlers? Settlers cause disruption in local. No, it would be wholesale. Look at them. Get them. Get rid of this, get rid of that. It's all you'd hear. Only uniquely in this situation.
Farmers spilling their precious water right in front of them. The logic is simple. Control the water and you control the people, their ability to farm and to survive. In the nearby
they're left completely defenceless, you know. They're allowed to wade in there, armed, and what are they going to be up against? Literal pitchforks versus semi-automatic weaponry, if you're talking, obviously, about farmers and things like that. That's terrorism.
Settlement of Mehola, vibrant citrus groves. Water's not a problem here.
A lot of that produce, it's grown on stolen land.
After a 4-year investigation, the legal group Global Echo believes that 1 in 6 shipments into the EU contains settlement products, disguised as Israeli goods. The stats for the UK aren't clear, but the only penalty for settlement imports is that they pay a standard tariff.
They control at
It's a fucking racket. It's a fucking mob racket.
least 80% of our land in the Jordan Valley, and they build the settlers' agro-business, and they export it outside to the UK and to Europe. That's why it's very important to stop the whole settlers' products that's going to the UK. This is just a small thing they can do it, the UK governorate, and this is what we are.
Yeah, do check, because a lot of the major supermarkets have been called out recently on source of the products. So you know which ones to stay away from. BDS. Just a short report from Sky. You do see what's happened, even though it was listed with, what, 8 or 9 mentions of settlers or settlements in just a 3-minute or so clip. Just to drive it home, of course, into your brains. These are settlements. Invaders is another good one, Darren. Yeah. It's definitely not invaders carrying out a mob racket / burglary. / other international crimes, of course, where the water's concerned. Of course, Keith would say, they do have that right. But he got it wrong. Someone who did get it right, though, is this excellent chap you're about to see in this clip. Hero from across in New Zealand, as we see what's been happening. This guy directly confronting the Prime Minister as he was making a general neoliberal speech or whatever. In fact, it looks like one of Keith's bog standard relaunches. You, take a look at the sign when I play the clip. Christopher Luxon is called, the Prime Minister. So check out this guy. This is how you do it.
You're supporting the Gaza genocide! You should have sanctioned Israel! But instead you supported it! They killed 20,000 children! And you gave Israel money! They starved the children of Gaza! And you gave Israel money! You've disgraced New Zealand! You've disgraced New Zealand! And this was the 1940s! You were supporting the Nazis! You're a disgrace! You're a disgrace! You're a criminal! A criminal! You supported the Gaza genocide!
Yes.
You supported the Gaza genocide! You supported the genocide!
Blood on their hands. If you're going to say it, that's how you say it, people. You can't argue with any point that he made there. even considering Germany's former authoritarian government, if you know what I'm talking about. Well said, that guy. Unfortunately, I've not seen a credited version of that vid yet, but if you do know the name of that excellent and brave fellow, I'd be delighted to give him a shout out on the live stream, so let me know if you do. Yeah, that is the passion that we need, and if you're going to talk directly to the Prime Minister of a country who, like the UK, complicit in such matters, that's how you do it. And that's certainly how Andy Burnham still deserves to be spoken to, of course, apart from "we made a bad call" or whatever he said, "we got it wrong" on Gaza. He's more or less done naff all else. And the same should have been said to, obviously, Keir Starmer, his predecessors. But finishing off where I started, of course, you could take that all the way back to World War I. Anthony Eden, if you want to get nerdy. Okay. Let's try and raise things once again, where our spirits are concerned. Another comedy clip. My editorial / broadcasting spidey senses are tingling. Spidey senses are tingling. Might have to just quickly sort out the chats box when we get into this bit again. Give me 1 second. No, it's all good. Yeah. There was a minimal chance that it could have happened, but nice smooth transition. This is Samuel Jacob, who's going to cheer us up. You're going to enjoy this one. We certainly did. We've seen, of course, many fine impressions of Donald Trump, the pumpkin spice Palpatine, on the channel before. This one, particularly excellent. The scenario is if... What's the title? When you, the moment you realise that your substitute teacher is actually Donald Trump. This is very good. Link in the description for Samuel Jacob as well. He's a YouTuber. Give him follows, give him thumbs up, give him a subscribe.
Good morning, class. My name is Mr. Ronald McDonald. Kind of a nice ring to it, right?
What the fuck?
I will be your history teacher for the day.
Is he reading off a teleprompter?
I will be subbing for Mrs. Johnson. Great tits.
What the fuck is even happening right now? Boy, I don't know who this guy is, but he sure is handsome. Did he pay someone to sit in the class and kiss his ass?
Quiet, piggies. It's time for our first lesson of the day.
Dude, what is going on right now?
I don't know, dude. Just roll with it. Abraham Lincoln. Terrific guy, great patriot.
He's gonna riff the whole thing.
President Lincoln freed the slaves, if you can imagine that, but the radical left, lunatic Democrats wanted to keep their slaves, but he was like, no, you're not keeping your slaves.
I don't think he said it like that.
Guy on the penny, by the way, too. We got rid of pennies, and boy, he was a handsome president. He was a big, tall, handsome president, wore a big, beautiful hat like this big.
Mr. President, we know it's you.
No, it's not me. Look, I'm wearing glasses.
What
What are you doing in our school? You are a terrible person. How can you lie like that? You must be CNN. All right, next lesson. Oh my God.
Boy, it's nice we're learning some actual history for once, right, my fellow students?
Oh my gosh, I forgot he was here. He's not even dressed normal. Let's see, what should I teach next? The next lesson would make sense to me. Oh look, the 1979 Islamic Revolution. He's supposed to talk about Iran. You know, Iran used to be a pretty good country, but now it's really a not so good
Persia
country if you think about it. This isn't going to be a history lesson. You know, in 2 weeks, Iran was going to have a nuclear weapon, and they were going to use it too, but I said, not on my watch. Not on your watch? I thought you were just a substitute teacher, Mr. President. You are a disgusting slob. Fake news, MSDNC. He's got to give it up at some point, right? Oh look, Teddy Roosevelt. You know, I used to know Teddy quite well. Very beautiful, handsome man. Why would he even say that? I would thought they're very gay. All right, pop quiz. Who is your favorite president of all time? He wants to quiz us on our opinions?
I think mine would be the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
I guess I would say John F. Kennedy. How can you be so stupid? You've got to be the dumbest person alive.
You asked my opinion, so I gave it to you.
All right, Mr. President, give it up. What the fuck are you doing? We know it's you.
I don't know what they're talking about. All I see is a very handsome history teacher.
Shut up. You're right, kids. Just like the late, great George Washington. His friends used to call him Jorge, by the way. That can't be right. Just like General Jorge Washington, I cannot tell a lie.
You've literally been lying this whole time.
It is me. We know. The truth is, I'm not a substitute history teacher. I'm just the greatest president perhaps to have ever lived.
We know. What are you doing here?
Things haven't been going, quite frankly, well back in Washington, and I thought maybe I would seek out another job in an ingenious disguise, kind of like Clark Kent, right? Clark Kent, he was Superman, right? He took the glasses off, he became Superman, so it's kind of like I'm Superman right now, if you think about it.
That can't be true.
You're right. That was a lie. Things have actually never been better back home in Washington, and I'm actually just here as a distraction while Ice rages Spanish class. What the fuck?
Hector finally gets what he deserves.
Subscribe and let me know what you think I should. Good.
Do go and subscribe to Samuel Jacob. Awesome stuff. Great impression as well, fellow YouTuber. Link in the description. Yeah, I've never seen any of his stuff before. Right, where we're at. Shout out to the members again. Thank you very much for your continued support on the channel. Very pleased to have got past 6.2 subscribers recently as well. So thanks for helping us pass that milestone by sharing on your social media, thumbs up on content, hype points, that kind of thing. Very quick final reminder that Super Chat is still open, as well as Super Stickers. But if you're choosing to catch up later for whatever reason, Super Thanks and the Buy Me a Coffee page are there as well. You'll find the link to the Buy Me a Coffee page in the description of any content on the channel. Thank you very much, good people. I'll be rounding things off in a few moments here on this unintended two-part live stream. Sorry for that earlier interruption, but thanks for finding your way back to part 2, those of you who have. I will customarily raid you to an appropriate fellow socialist channel, whilst I quickly have a scan, double check you've hit thumbs up on this part 2 stream as well. I think we'll jump over to Kev. Kev Logan. Yeah, unfortunately, when we went to raid into Kev last time, it was bizarrely just as he was raiding into our stream himself. So we had a incredibly long odds simultaneous raid, and hopefully we can make up for that one. We should still be going for a while this time. Right, that's locked in. I'll join you over with Kev for a bit. Let's make sure that we hit thumbs up when we do land. Stick around, of course, for a Sunday live stream outro / post ending shenanigans, whatever you want to call it. And just want to finish off again. Yeah, you've all been wonderful this eve. Thanks for joining us on another Sunday live stream. I've been your humble host, Lefty, on my left eye, and finish off by saying power to the people, free Palestine, Lebanon, Sudan and Yemen. Don't let the bastards grind you down. Don't watch the news, be the news. And my left eye will be seeing you very soon. Have a good week, people.
Gli americani sono molto fortunati perché dovunque vanno per esportare la libertà trovano il petrolio.
Pakistan, Yemen, Iraq. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Yemen, Iraq. I don't care if I ever come back. I don't care if I ever come back. From poor families, how far we roam. From poor families, how far we roam. So the rich kids can just stay at home. So the rich kids can just stay at home. When I come home with PTSD. When I come home with PTSD. The VA hospital won't care for me. The VA hospital won't care for me. I'll probably end up homeless out in the dark. I'll probably end up homeless out in the dark. To get laid on screen by Marky Mark.
I think all our society is run by insane people for insane objectives. You know, and I think that's what I sussed when I was 16 and 12 way down the line, but I expressed it differently all through my life. It's the same thing I'm expressing all the time, but now I can put it into that sentence that I think we're being run by maniacs for maniacal ends, you know.